Opened to the public on 14th of May 1894. Total cost of the design and construction was around £290,000, which is around £40 million today. 5 million Accrington bricks, 2,800 tonnes of iron and 93 tonnes of cast steel. Where do you think we are today? Good morning! And today we're in Blackpool. So I've just arrived. Well, I wouldn't say it's a fantastic day. It's a bit of a cloudy, muggy day here in Blackpool today. Although the Irish Sea's not whipping a storm up like it was when me and Nathan were here at the Pleasure Beach the other week. So, I'm going to go in the tower, the ballroom, explore around a little bit, see how much things have changed since I was a child. I'm expecting them to be a lot different than what they used to be. And I'll explain a few little details of what I know about the tower and a little bit of the history I've researched. Because everybody who comes to vlog the tower never explains anything about it. They just go, hey, Blackpool Tower, hey, we've done it, we've been up it, we've walked on the glass, way. Well, nobody ever knows much about it. So hopefully I'll give you a little insight into that. So for now, I think we'll head on over the road, make our way inside. It won't be like when it was built. When it was built, it was sixpence to get in, it was sixpence to go up the tower, and it was sixpence to go in the ballroom, and sixpence to go in the circus. Everywhere you went, it was blooming sixpence. It's not sixpence today, so I'll get my Merlin pass out, we'll cross over the road, and we'll head on into the tower. See you there. So we've just come in the tower. We're in the grand entrance hall, what used to be the grand entrance hall. Everybody queuing up to get in there, look. This is the front entrance, but when I was a child, you used to come this way. If you walk round here, through a little amusement arcade, there's now a bar here called the Red Lion. Selling real ales and stouts, look. Hey. Don't get Brahms and lisping there. But yeah, if you go down to the back here, here's the rear entrance. So we're actually in one of the gents' toilets in the towers now. But this is what people miss. When you go into a lot of these places in the towers, because it was the building, yes it was large, but it had so much to pack in. You see little things like this. This is a tiny little room that's made into a toilet, but look at the way you get down to it. All built round the legs. Look at that. Tight staircase all the way down, look. Weird, eh? Look at that. All the way down them steps. There's all little quirky things like that you have to look out for in the tower. There's two ways into the tower. You can either come round the front or you can walk round the back here. And there's your rear entrance, just up there. When you used to come in, could come in and you'd walk straight into the aquarium, which was all black and had watery music. Pick a map up when you come in. There's lots of things to do here besides just go up the tower. That's a picture of your map, what you'll get when you come in. So we'll go back round to the front. Escape rooms which you can go in. We'll go back round to the front and then we'll make our way up the grand staircase, which is absolutely beautiful. All made out of Accrington brick. If you know anything about building, you'll know how hard it is to design and make all the things that they have in this building. And the sculpted brick that's on the outside is absolutely astounding. So we'll have a quick tour of the building without going in the ballroom, because the ballroom's up them stairs over at the other end there. We're going to make our way up this staircase here. The tower's shrunk a lot since I was a child. There used to be dozens of little rooms you could escape in, hide in. We used to play hide and seek and all sorts. It really was a great place to come to. All those places will have gone now probably, as soon as Merlin's got hold of it. Imagine coming in here in 1895, the year after it opened. You've been working down pit all week, working in factory with your clogs on. You got your Sunday vest on, the only suit that you own, apart from your work clothes. That was pretty much it back in them days. And imagine walking up this staircase. You must have thought you were walking into a stately home or something like that. How grand is it? It's still impressive today, especially with all the Accrington brick architecture. It really is beautiful. On the front here, when you get up all the stairs, you can see out the windows. Every floor you can see out the windows at Blackpool. So yeah, the aquarium was originally called Dr. Cocker's Aquarium, Aviary Menagerie. This existed prior to the tower being built, and eventually the guy that owned the tower, who was called Sir John Bickerstaff, he had the original conception and idea of building the tower. So the aquarium already existed, and he bought it from Dr. Cocker. I think I read for the amount of about £72,000, because it was a very profitable venture, very profitable. It really is a fantastic building. So we'll walk up the next staircase. There's the ballroom, another entrance to the ballroom. The ballroom has 3 floors. You get to all 3 floors from this grand central staircase. And now we'll go up the next set of stairs up to this floor. Every floor used to have something different to do on when I used to come. It seems these days it's got running Harry Ramsden's fish and chip shop in here. There's the key for the tower. And there's another view outside, but now you have to pay for a coffee, I suppose, to sit there. You're nearly on the top now, because you can see the grass going right up to the ceiling in the conservatory. And there's the view from outside. Everybody enjoying a coffee. They're all down there buying a Costa Lotta coffee. So yeah. We've reached the top end of the ballroom now, which you get to by going in that door over there, or there. We'll go there later. We'll do a bit of a mini vlog on the ballroom. It's one of the nicest ballrooms in the country. And then you can go up another final set of stairs and go to Dino Mini Golf, which we'll not bother with. I've just been up and had a look. If you want to see it, you can see the pictures on my Instagram page. But yeah, so now we're going to make our way and go on the Blackpool Eye. First time I've been up tower for about 35 years. So we'll give it a look and I'll see you after. So we've just come through the entrance down there. We're just about to go on the Blackpool Eye. Well, it's a 4D experience first. Cool, isn't it? That is cool. So we'll go and see what the 4D experience is. Just come out the 4D experience. Not bad. Let's have a look in here. There's the tower, making its way down into the building. It's not a freestanding tower, like some people seem to think. So we'll see you in the lift.
George, turn around.
Okay, so hello everyone and welcome to the Blackpool Tower ride. Did you all enjoy the 4D cinema?
Yes.
So just to let you all know, we are ascending to a height of 380 feet and it will take about 69 seconds to do so. And in that time we're going to pass through 2,593 tonnes of metal. Once we do get to the top, we're going to exit through the doors behind me and you'll be faced straight away with the famous glass skywalk. Now the glass is 5 centimetres thick, triple laminated and can hold 5 tonnes on each panel as well, so you are all perfectly safe to have a good jump on there if you do wish to. Round to the right, our bar 380 is open, serving a range of soft and alcoholic drinks. That does include our cocktail and mocktail menu as well. And if you would like to go a bit higher today, just use the blue spiral staircase on the right hand side. That'll take you up to our 3 outdoor levels and up to a further height of 412 feet. Even though it is outdoors, it is still a strict no smoking policy and that does include the use of e-cigarettes as well. But when you are ready to go back down, it is all in your own time. You can spend as long as you want at the top. Just make your way around to the town facing side of the tower, that's the opposite side to the skywalk, and we'll get a lift up to the top as soon as possible. Apart from that, everybody, enjoy your time at the top.
Yeah, okay, so.
There we go, top of the tower. You can see the windmills, you see everything from up here. Absolutely phenomenal. 518 feet tall, but that's not where we are now. We're not that high. And if that's not scary enough for you, so there's the glass floor. Ooh, scary, scary. See absolutely all sorts from up here. Here's the bar. This used to be a little souvenir stall years ago, and there was a post box. Oh, it's still here. Post box is still here. So where can we see? Well, for a starter, you can see where I come from. So look up here, you can see up to Heysham. Heysham's up there, Morecambe. Morecambe's in the bay. And then the bay comes out. There's Scotland. Don't know if you can see the Scottish hills. And here we have a view of Blackpool. The building down there with the big tarpaulin on, that's the Winter Gardens. And there is so much to see, to tell you about that place, that I'm going to do a separate vlog on the Winter Gardens. And I'm going to try my best to ask permission to see if they'll let me in the theatre, just to see a few things. But we'll see that. Talk about that later. But that's a fantastic building. There's the mainstay of the town. Here's the people at this side. We've just got out at one side, the people are getting in at the other side. So we'll go up the steps in a minute, we'll go outside and have a look. We'll just have a quick walk around the tower. I live over there. See, sorry, over there. See Pendle Hill from here. 40 miles away, that's how far I'm looking now. See further than that on a very nice day. Absolutely gorgeous. The views are as usual to die for. There you go. Round to the south end of the tower. No doubt you can see the pleasure beach down in the bottom of the picture. Down there. There's the South Pier.
See, that's Central Pier.
The view's literally off to Dartford. There's the football club. Coral Island down the bottom there. You can't see the skull and crossbones hardly anymore. Used to be a big skull and crossbones, just about see it with Coral Island written on. There's the big car park. Now the car park you're looking at down there is where the central station in Blackpool used to be. And when there's not so many cars on it, the imprint of the station platform shows through the tarmac on the concrete. Anyway, we'll head on upstairs into the open air. This bit's enclosed, but upstairs open air. When you come up Blackpool Tower, you can stay for as long as you want. You can stay up all day if you want. There used to be a little office here, in here. And when we came up once, me and my ex-partner, we were the last people up at night. We came out about 10 o'clock and he said, "Oh, I'm sorry, we're closing for the day." And they'd only just put the glass floor in, and at that time it wasn't a humongous glass floor like it is now. It didn't run the full width of the tower. It was just one glass square pane in the middle of the floor. And he told us all about it. And they panes of glass there were, how often they replaced it. And he told us they replaced it every 6 weeks. Due to the amount of people walking on it, it gets rusty very quickly, it gets scratched very quickly. So they replace it. So we'll head on up the steps and I'll tell you a little bit about the tower. So we've just come out the blue staircase. Now we're on the first floor of the top of the tower. Outside. It's quite a calm day today. In fact, it's a lovely day at the top of the tower today. Once the tower was completed, it was the second tallest structure in the world. 518 feet. Or 185 metres tall. Sorry, 158 metres tall. Not as good with all the netting on, is it? You can't get the same view. Just doesn't give you the same feeling of being so high up, really. In 1897, the top of the tower caught fire. And you could see it from 50 miles away. So there was a period at the turn of the last century when modern Blackpool we know today was made, and it starts all the way down there in the pleasure beach with Sir Hiram Maxim's flying, I can't remember what they're called. It all really starts with Sir Hiram Maxim's flying machines, which is the oldest ride on Blackpool pleasure beach, and it's still running today. And I may say it's a fantastic ride. When the first ticket to go on sale for Hiram Maxim's flying machine was bought or purchased, all the major landmarks in Blackpool were then in place. The railway came to Blackpool in 1846, and by 1849 there was an exodus from all the Lancashire mill towns. In fact, there's a story of 30,000 people coming from Bolton just in one morning on the train. It was incredible. It was a scale never seen before, and that is when the day tripper was invented. By 1894, when the tower opened, Blackpool was awash with circus performers, market traders, magicians, fortune tellers, everything. But unlike today when they're all on the promenade, back then they had to do it on the beach. They were carrying everything out on the beach, so as you can imagine it was quite crowded. The promenade was all still residential back then. Everybody had a garden There's no shops or stalls outside the properties or anything like that. It was a very private area, and there was none of these houses that you can see today. None of this existed. There was hardly any property in Blackpool at all. I mean, up to about 1880, 1890, there were only 5 hotels all along the front. It was extremely residential. So I'll nip upstairs, tell you a bit more about it. So everybody that was on the beach selling all the wares and fortune tellers and everything, all the people and everybody of Blackpool hated them. So they complained, and eventually the Foreshore Act was passed in Parliament to rid the beach of traders and performers. So this only halted them for a few years, limited period, because by 1897 all the gardens and all the properties started to disappear. And the market stalls, cafes, fortune tellers, gypsies, everything, they all started trading on the prom in the place of the gardens. So not only did you have the birth of the day tripper around that period, you had the very start or the makings of what was to become the Golden Mile. We're on the 2nd floor now, at the top of the tower, which is 125 metres high. These look a bit different these days, don't they? They used to look right knackered and dilapidated. Used to cost you 10p. I bet they're £1 now, aren't they? Look at that, £1. Woo! Goodness me. So the guy who dreamt up having the tower, obviously it's built after the Eiffel Tower, because once he'd seen that, he wanted something for Blackpool. He could see a guy called Sir John Bickerstaff. He was known eventually as the father of the town council, and he was a former mayor, chairman of the Towers Company from its inception in 1891 to his dying day on the 5th of August 1930. He was 82 when he died, and apparently from all the things I can read about him, he was a very snazzy dresser. He looked like Captain Birdseye. He used to wear a navy blue suit and have a big white beard. He was meticulous in timing, and it's said that all the shopkeepers used to keep their clocks in time with him. Every time he walked past their shop every morning, they knew exactly what time it was, because he never missed going past by the second. Incredible, really. He was instrumental in changing Blackpool, was John Bickerstaff, from a sleepy little spishy village into a great pleasure centre for the masses, young and old. Let's go upstairs to the final part. Unusually, he wasn't just much loved by his peers, but also he was very, very loved by the people of Blackpool as well. He had his fingers in many pies in Blackpool, many business ventures. Not only did he run the Tower Company, but he also ran the Palace Theatre as well. If you've ever seen the film Funny Bones with Lee Evans and Oliver Reed and Jerry Lewis, he ends up there, up the last bit. We're still not at the top of the tower, still not all the way up yet. We're now 131 metres up, because the first platform is 115.9 metres and the second is 125, and then you've got this one at 131. So John Bickerstaff changed it from a sleepy little fishing village into today's fantastic entertainment venue. It's not a town really, is it? It's a venue, is Blackpool. It was his idea to build the tower, and nearly everybody says it would never ever have been built if it wasn't for him. So in order to raise capital to build the tower, Mr. Bickerstaff offered shares, not only shares but public shares, which is very unusual back then. A lot of people thought it was a bad idea, so he charged £1 a share, but the general consensus among the public was that in general the tower was a very bad idea and it had never worked. I mean, to be honest, in 1894 you couldn't imagine something being 500 foot high, could you? Not really. They'd only just got over travelling on a train. People thought they'd suffocate just travelling on a train with the speed. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna die! Anyway, the pound shares never took off. So much so that eventually they dropped to half price of their original value. So Mr. Bickerstaff, he bought 500 10-shilling shares to keep the company afloat and carry on building the tower. If you've ever seen one of the surviving pictures of the tower, well, there's quite a few pictures surviving, right? But if you've ever seen any pictures of the really old tower, you'll have noticed Dr. Cocker's aquarium that was next door, and he owned that as well, did John Bickerstaff. So whilst the tower was being built, he kept the aquarium open, which is why it's still in all the pictures, because he desperately needed the income to carry on building all the Blackpool Tower. Every spare penny he got John Bickerstaff, he kept propping up to buy shares. Every share he could get hold of, until his original holding of £500 amounted to £20,000. That was incredible back then. Anyway, his belief and determination paid off, because in the second year of opening the tower made a profit of £30,000. That's incredible as well. He was a pioneer, absolute pioneer. He was the very first person, I think, because I can't think of anything else. He actually invented the everything under one roof scenario, in my opinion, with building the tower structure underneath. He was very much ahead of his time. It was a massive success, the tower, massive. There's actually a time capsule buried underneath the foundations of the tower. So one day that'll get dug up, and goodness knows when that will be. But that's just a brief history of the tower. We have got one of our reporters down on the ground just to show you the gardens that used to be down below. Yes, thank you, Craig. And as you can see, a bit further down the prom in the tower, you can see all the walls coming out from all the Victorian properties, which now have all been rendered and got facades on. But you can actually see where the gardens came out, and that went all the way up the prom to the tower. And there would have been lawns, gardens, rose beds, flowers and all sorts of things. But the Golden Mile got rid of them all, as you can plainly see by all the tarmac and concrete that's now on the promenade. So with that, Craig, it's back to you in the tower. There's no gardens now, as you can see. You've got all entertainment venues, you've got the slot machines, Coral Island. In fact, they're all slot machines, aren't they? But yeah, it truly is an outstanding structure. It does wobble on windy days, it does sway from side to side, just like the Eiffel Tower. But I can honestly say that being up Blackpool Tower, you don't feel anywhere near as high as you do when you're up the Eiffel. Nowhere near. But there are some outstanding views. So we're back down onto the second floor now. The sun's desperately trying to come out, but it's not having much bloody success today.
Yeah, I don't like it.
It won't fall through. It's a bit weird, doesn't it? Eh? It's not scary though, stood here. You think it is? It's not very scary at all. Hello little people down below. You people are my underlings. I will stand on you and squash you like a little ant or a spider. Oh, there's a few people I'd like to put down there and squash, I tell you. Really awesome, fantastic views from up here.
Okay, so welcome back everyone. Did you all enjoy your time at the top? Excellent. Did everyone manage to make it onto the glass? Yeah, well done. So when you get to the bottom, you'll be in a level 6 gift shop. If anybody had their photos taken for the 4D cinema, you can view and purchase them on the dash straight ahead of you. All you need to do is hand your photo ID card you got given earlier. The exit's in the corner, that'll lead you back down to level 5 that you started with us today. Down there you'll find our Costa Coffee Shop, Jungle Gyms, and also Harry Ranson's is on that level. If you'd like to write anything about your experience with us whilst you're at the top, we have a touchscreen customer feedback link beyond the exit of the gift shop. We do really appreciate all the comments and feedback we receive from that. Apart from that, thank you for visiting us here at the Blackpool Tower ride today, and I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day.
Steps. Do you see all the steps going up? Imagine if there was no lift. Look. Are we getting
500 is over 500, I can't remember. 500 and something steps at top there is.
That's enough.
60 something, I'm sure. So there we go. We've been up the tower. Overall, pretty good. It's a pretty good experience going up the tower. I recommend it. I've always enjoyed it, but I'm not scared of heights. We'll have a quick look around the gift shop. It's pretty much been like Alton Towers really. Except for some reason, and I thought Alton Towers was expensive, this gift shop must be the most expensive gift shop I've ever been. Them cracky Gosses cases here. £6. I've never been in a more expensive gift shop. And guess what? They're missing in here. You know what they're missing, don't you? You know what I'm going to say, don't you, people? 3D mugs. There isn't any. Can't believe there's no 3D mugs. Stuff for the dungeon attraction there. They're cool, aren't they? Ooh. Anyway, I'll just have a quick look round in here and I'll see you very shortly. I've always loved this bit. I've always looked how the structure of the tower comes through. In fact, in a lot of the part of the tower that you used to be able to get into, like all the fire escapes and things, when I came as a child, they all have the bits of the tower poking through as well. Yeah, we'll see you shortly.